Recording in progress.
Hello, and welcome to Find Your Inner Flow. Have a seat, find somewhere comfortable, and we are going to talk about a couple of things before we start. The last couple of weeks, we've been talking about giving ourselves permission to enjoy life and reconnecting with what gives us joy, brings back our spark, what keeps us alive. So today I'd like to explore something in that same focus, but a little different. Sometimes we think joy has to come from big experiences like a vacation, a party, a celebration, or something really exciting. But when we start paying attention, we realize that some of the most meaningful moments are incredibly ordinary. The first sip of coffee in the morning. Okay, this isn't my first sip. Still good. The sound of birds outside your window, or while you're sitting outside on your deck or porch. I know yesterday I was sitting outside kind of midday. I went out to just pause and it started raining. And I have a little covered area under my porch, and it was raining and the wind picked up a little bit. So the wind chimes started going. And just that moment was so pretty and made me happy. Maybe it's a conversation that made you laugh. Maybe it's watching the sunset, holding someone's hand. Joy often isn't hiding, it's waiting for us to notice it. Because it's in these small moments that we can find real joy. You know, my word for 2026 is presence. And it always surprises me how that word shows up, whatever word I pick, how it shows up through my year. And this year, going through a rotator cuff repair surgery, not something I planned for this year, but here we are. And I think one of the biggest things that it's helping me do is to be present. Everything takes longer. I need to pay attention more. And it's allowing me to find more presence in my life. So we're going to start here with some breath work. And we're going to call this gratitude breath. And I'll tell you what it's going to look like. So we're going to inhale to the count of 5 and then exhale to the count of 5. And I will count this out for us. But with each inhale, I want you to think, I notice. And allow whatever to come up, whatever you're noticing right now. Maybe it's that, like for me, the rain and the wind chimes. And with each exhale, thank you. So it could be like, I notice the warmth of the sun on your inhale, and just thank you on your exhale. I notice how good my coffee tastes on your inhale, and thank you on your exhale. So I'm going to do that for a few rounds, but just notice what comes up. I notice and thank you. So let's do a cleansing breath in together, inhaling in through our nose and exhaling fully. And then we're going to inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. And then just let that breath come back to normal. Whatever feels natural for you. What did you notice in this exercise? What did you notice that you maybe hadn't thought about yet? Notice and gratitude. We're going to move into some meditation. So just closing your eyes if that feels good, or maybe having a soft gaze down into your lap. Let's take a slow breath in and gently let it go, relaxing your shoulders, unclenching your jaw. And just with your mind's eye, let's start to imagine you're walking through an ordinary day in your life. Nothing specific. It's not a vacation. It's not a special occasion. It's just your normal day, whatever that is for you. But as you're walking through this in your mind's eye, imagine you're seeing it with fresh eyes. Maybe you notice small things that you normally pass by, like maybe the sunlight coming through the window, maybe certain sounds around you, maybe your children's laughter that kind of just starts to kind of be in the background, but really noticing it now. Maybe it's the people whose paths cross yours that have become normal, but are actually really, really special. Maybe it's a sound like, for me, the rain and the wind chimes that was just a really cool moment. Imagine yourself slowing down just enough to truly see what's already here. You know, I was at the zoo the other day with my grandkids, and something that I was thinking about as we walked through the zoo and saw the different animals was like, some of these animals are wild looking. Like if you had to describe what some of these animals looked like, it's pretty amazing how these animals are just created in these ways, like a flamingo, like a peacock, like some of these, like just the different monkeys. And when you stop and pause and just like notice how cool these things around us are. Sunsets, I mean, just things that happen every day. But when we pause and just give it new eyes of wonder, of awareness, of kind of a magical feel, what does that do to our hearts, to our connection with the world around us? You know, I have a garden, and last year my goal was to create a garden that I could cut flowers to have for in my house. And so I did that. I researched kind of what was the easiest, because I tend to not be great at growing plants as much as I want to be. So I was looking at what would be the easiest to do that. And I found zinnias. So I planted zinnia seeds, and now my garden is just full of them. And just noticing those, noticing these beautiful little flowers that started from these tiny, tiny seeds. And if you just take a moment to really think about that process, it's pretty cool. We take this tiny seed and it grows into this beautiful flower, and I have multiple of them. Actually, after my surgery, I had one of my friends was over helping with some things, and I had her just cut some for me and put them around my house. And it's just a cool thing that can otherwise feel kind of mundane and ordinary. It's a flower, right? But when you really think about it, that I grew that, I planted that seed, and I grew it. It's moments like that. It's taking that time to be present, to be aware, that makes us feel connected to our life, that makes us love our life. Even when there's not some big, huge thing happening, it's those little moments that matter more than the big ones. So as you imagine those kinds of things in your day, with those fresh eyes, seeing things that you don't normally see or notice, feel like the background, feel like just the normal. Imagine someone asking you after you've put the new outlook on, what was beautiful about today? What was beautiful about today? And our minds, we have a negativity bias. It is the way we are built. We are built like that for survival. But when we can stop and think about it, allowing maybe some negative things come up, if you think about what was beautiful about today, maybe it's negative things, maybe it's, I wish this was different, maybe it's nothing. But this is that moment when you can slowly remember these small moments appearing. Maybe it was laughter, unexpected laughter. Maybe it was just a smile from somebody as you walked by. Your coffee or your tea. Maybe your kid or your grandkid or give you a big hug. And just let yourself stay with that memory. Let yourself just live in that moment where those small, joyful moments happen. Like I said, our mind is tuned in to the things that went wrong, the things that haven't gone the way we wanted them to, where we're lacking. And so giving that intentional time to the joy, to the things that were great, even those small moments. That is how we make this switch from wanting a different life, wanting things to be different, to loving our life right now, even when things aren't perfect, because we're never going to get to a moment that everything is going the way we want it to go. It's just not possible here on Earth. So taking this time that's intentional to bring those moments to mind is the key. It's the key. And just knowing that joy, fun, loving our life, it doesn't always arrive with these big fireworks. Sometimes it does, but not usually the daily. We don't usually get fireworks every day. Usually it's the whispers, right? It's the asks for us to slow down, to notice, to appreciate those moments that we can be really present. So let's take another deep breath together. And as you exhale, silently say, I choose to notice the good. Slowly bringing your awareness back to the room, wiggling your fingers and toes, and open your eyes. We're going to grab our journal or piece of paper, whatever you got, and do a little reflection. So the first question is, what ordinary moment came to your mind during this meditation today? What ordinary moment or moments came to mind during today's session? The second reflection question is, what simple things consistently bring joy that might be overlooked at first? kind of it's those things like I talked about that kind of happen in the background of our lives, right? That have just become kind of the norm. But what are those things that I've been overlooking that really are sources of joy for me? Mm. And then the third question is, how can I become more intentional about noticing these moments each day? So see what comes up for you on how you can become more present in this, more aware of these small moments that create our lives, that bring us joy. All right. Maybe some things came up for you today that you haven't noticed, or maybe some new ways to notice them more, to be aware. I love journaling and having like a gratitude practice. Every morning I write down at least three things, three specific things that I'm grateful for that happened in the last 24 hours. And doing it in that way helps it be connecting and not feel, like I'm trying to just make something up to be thankful for. Like things like I'm grateful for my family. Like that's probably true for us all, most of us. But when we make it specific, that's when it connects and that's when it matters. So it is saying something like, instead of I'm grateful for my family, you think of a specific thing that somebody in your family did that mattered to you. It takes gratitude from being vague and just kind of shoulds to meaningful, connecting. And just to remember that joy is often found in these ordinary moments. And it is so cool to like make it as a game to like notice how many things can I notice today that bring me a little smile, make my heart happy. My hope is that you are able to slow down in your day and notice at least one beautiful moment each day. I bet there's a lot more than one. And remember, it's not looking for perfection. We don't have to wait until this next thing is done. Like, I don't have to wait until I'm out of this immobilizer sling to find joy. I can find it right now, and I do. Because life is never going to just become perfect. But because you choose to pay attention and notice those things, that is where that magic is. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I look forward to meeting you again soon.